Now, the next protocol here is a third protocol, which is called validation-based protocol. Now, what is the meaning of validation-based protocol? See, what happened is, let's assume that uh, your teacher has given you one project. Okay. So in that particular project, they will give you, let's say, a problem statement, and you have to work your project according to the problem statement. Now, what happened if your supervisor has given you the problem on January, and the last date of submission of your project is, let's say, June. So from the January up to the June, if you haven't come up, if you haven't come up for the progress, so what happened at last? At very last, at very last, your supervisor will either reject or supervisor will either accept. There is a two possibility. Now, if you will not come during in between the times from January to June, if you are not coming to your supervisor to show your progress in which direction you are going, then there is a chance that you might go into the wrong direction for completing the project. And what is the requirement given by the supervisor is different, and what you understood is different, right? So what is the right approach? Right approach is, whenever you do some progress, you come to your supervisor for the validation. Means whether I am going into the right direction or not, whether I am going into the right direction or not. But you are so optimistic, but you are so optimistic, you thought that whatever I am doing is right, and whatever I am doing it correctly. Okay, and you will submit your project according to you, it is correct, but maybe according to supervisor, it is wrong. Now, what happened into this validation based protocol? Somehow the scenario is same. The execution of transaction TI is done into three phases. The first is the read and execution phase. The transaction TI write only to temporary local variable. Second is the validation phase. The transaction TI perform a validation test to determine if local variable can be written without violating serializability. Then there is a write phase. In TI is validated, the updates are applied to the database, otherwise TI is rolled back. So this validation based protocol is working in the optimistic way in which we thought that everything is going correct, and I am doing the modification in my local or temporary data. After doing all the thing, I'll perform the validation operation. If in the validation operation everything is correct, then only I'll go to the next phase, which is called write phase, and in which transaction will be validated as well as updated into the database. If the validation fails or the valid test is negative, then the whole operation will be rolled back. This is validation based protocol. Means if a transaction TI want to do any read operation, it will be allowed. If a transaction TI want to do any write operation, will allow. And at last we'll see that this read operation we have done, this write operation we have done, whether these operation is validated, means valid or not. If any of the transaction is invalid, we have to roll back. Okay. The three phases of concurrently executing transaction can be inter-leveled, but each transaction must go through three phases in these order. Assume for simplicity that the validation and the write phase occur together automatically and serially. That is, only transaction execute valid or write operation at a time. Only one transaction will do validation operation or write operation at a time. So it says that these three phases, read or execute, validation, and write. If a transaction Ti is doing and transaction Tj is doing. So it might do, let's say there is a read operation. After that, it is reading or making the execution operation. Let's say this is validation or write. So it says that it should be serial. So let's say validation and write, it should be serial. In that way, Ti and Tj is executed. This is also called optimistic concurrency control, since transaction execute fully in the hope that all will go well during the validation. Each transaction Ti has three timestamp. One is the start timestamp, validation timestamp, and finish timestamp. The time when Ti started its execution, the time when Ti entered into the validation phase, the time Ti finishes its write phase. Serializability order is determined by timestamp given at validation time to increase concurrency. See what happened? All these times will be given at the time of validation. Thus, timestamp of Ti is given to the value of validation Ti. This protocol is useful and give greater degree of concurrency if probability of conflict is low because of serializability order is not pre-decided and relatively few transactions will have to be rolled back. So what happen is this validity means we have to validate it based on the timestamp based protocol. So what we'll do is previously we'll allow all the read operation, all the write operation, and then in the validity phase, we apply the timestamp based protocol and we'll see that read and write operation done by a transaction is valid or not. If it is valid, is okay. If it is not valid, it will be rolled back. So see how it will be done. Validation, how it will be done. If for all Ti with timestamp of Ti is less than timestamp of Tj, either one of the following condition holds. Finish Ti is less than start Tj. Finish Ti is less than start Tj. It means that timestamp of Ti is given to the finish of it, right? So finish will be less than start of Tj. It means that after finishing Ti, Tj is started. Start of Tj is less than finish of Ti is less than validation of Tj, and the set of data item written by Ti does not does not inserted with the set of data item read by Tj. So ultimately we have different timestamp: start timestamp, finish timestamp, and validation timestamp, and we have to apply those timestamp based protocol, which will test and it will say that the transaction is doing the read and write operation correctly. Here the condition that will be hold is that always the finish will be done of Ti and the start will be done with Tj. The start of Tj should always be less than the finish of Ti is less than the validation of Tj. This sequence will be followed by Ti and Tj. So definitely we have to look for Ti and Tj, and we assume that Ti is the new older transaction and Tj is the old newer transaction. So if Tj is new, definitely it will start after finishes of Ti, or in between. If something is going on, then we have to look for that which is started and which is doing the validation and which is doing the finishing of it all the time. So for that, we have to look for those timestamp based protocol in which we validate all the read operation and the write operation done by Ti and Tj. And then after we validate Ti and Tj, they are doing the right operation or not. Otherwise, we have roll back. So the specification says that each either the first condition is satisfied and there is no overlapping execution, or the second condition is satisfied, and if second condition is satisfied, then the right of Ti do not affect read of right of Tj do not affect read of Ti, since they occur after Ti has finishes its read. The write of Ti do not affect read of Tj, since Tj does not read any data item written by Ti. So again, we have to look for those timestamp protocol. It says that how Ti and Tj will be affecting each other, that we have just recently seen. So in the validation, it is like this. If read operation is done, then read operation, update, read, and then there is a validation and display, then there is a validation and the write.